Morning, it's Quant Trade Edge with a quick live update on some of the patterns we were watching yesterday in yesterday's wrap up. The main thing we had on our radar was the potential for a cup and handle pattern to form on the natural gas chart. On the daily chart, we went up and almost tagged that previous high, and as we saw it, as we came off that high, where we had that perfect anti-climax pattern at the very top, our guess was that we're going to form some sort of consolidation and handle here. And this is an hourly chart, and you can see we had several bars where our volatility compression metrics were met. ATR3 divided by ATR20 of less than 0.7. And if you take it to a 120-minute chart, it's even clearer as to where the exact point is where the selling dried up. And there was a very low volume bar. This bar was the lowest bar of all of the bars, 567 contracts over a 2-hour period. So the one here is 576. It was a little bit higher here. And, obviously 3:30 to 5, nobody's trading. It should be low. This is actually a time when Asia is open, and it was still low. Then we had this move up starting at 5 a.m. and a little consolidation. And, this entire part is just the handle. And, now that we're down to a 15-minute, right? That's your cup, that's your handle. Now, if you kind of look at this as your cup, this could be your handle. And we got a breakout that didn't look back. And then once we got that breakout, and again, now this is an all-time high for the contract, we got what we call the bald man pattern, which is just a 2 or 3 bar pattern. In this case, a 2 bar pattern. I guess it'd be a 3 bar pattern. Kudos to Jared Wesley at Live Traders, who has popularized this pattern. But, this being completely inside of this right at the top, if you were to buy the breakout of that, you would typically go for 2 times the size of this bar, the small bar here, because that's your risk bar, and 2 times that risk was met at about 841 and change. So again, this is a strong pattern that typically we would not expect this to get taken out again. So if you bought this breakout at 817, does that sound right? Yeah, I guess we had that previous one there, but yeah, at 817 against 802, you had about 15 cents. So 60 cents above that would be about 877 if you're going for 4R. I remember looking on the daily chart, 865 came up as a reasonable target based on the first fib extension. Of just the handle here. That's about 865, and that's about 930. So yeah, in this uncharted territory with a beautiful cup and handle pattern, there's no telling how high this wants to go. There's no precedent for this contract. If we look at a continuation contract, there's a spike top here at close to 10. My God, 2000, I remember that. And then maybe a little bit of resistance up here, and then it's all clean space. And I think I remember looking at this yesterday. We've already broken trend and retested, I believe. Yeah, right there. So we've already broken above that and retested. Can't tell what's my hash mark and what's the actual bar. There we go. Yeah, it was very clean. I remember that. So uncharted territory. Be careful. The other thing we were watching overnight was crude oil for the 4X trade, and that's also triggered. And it gave you another entry in case you weren't awake overnight. But here we had a down bar, an inside bar, and we broke above that. So we were looking for the 4x trade, and it turns out it came out on the 5-minute. I was paying more attention to the 15-minute and didn't catch it on the first go around. But on the 5-minute, as soon as we broke, let me blow this up so you can see it. When we broke the old high, we got a very clean A, B, C, and then this C bar became a hoagie. And basically 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 bars, 45 minutes was spent inside of this 4 a.m. bar. And if you remember from previous videos, I mentioned 4 a.m. is a typical reversal time for crude oil. So this breakout was just on time, this reversal was just on time. And we've gotten a couple of waves up out of that. But we got this little tail here at 720, which is kind of within the opening range for crude oil. And that little tail, if you were prepared. So if you missed this, you woke up, got to work at 7, at least you knew that this was a place you wanted to buy, and you were able to get in at the same price that you would have had you been awake overnight to enter the pattern. So anyway, that's it. Just a quick update to keep you on track. Have a good rest of the day.